This is season 4, episode 5, The Nina Project. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Netflix.
As always, Patreon is in the video description below. Super chats are live if you want to guarantee that your question is read. And we'll be here for the next 7 hours.
Meanwhile, this guy's dying. He doesn't look too good.
Well,
Quick, we need to give Jonathan, Mike, and Will something to do this season.
I wonder if somebody has told the Duffer Brothers it's okay to just let characters not have a thing to do in a season.
Well, it makes you wonder, like, what, because the cast has gotten so big at this point, like, what their contracts look like, how
And
many
you've complained
episodes, how
about
much
this before.
screen time.
This is day for night, right?
I would guess. Yeah, looking at the clouds and everything,
Because
I
it
would
doesn't
guess
look
it's
very
day for night.
dark.
And now we got the scary military chasing them. Got to do that trope. I wish Joe Pilato were here. Where's the girl?
So, remind me, why after all this time does the military want her?
Because they think, based on the information that they have, that she's the one killing those people in Hawkins.
Even though she's not in Hawkins.
I think it. Well, we know that she can attack or use her powers over great distances. We've seen her do that before.
She can spy on people.
Yeah.
But do they know that?
I think they know everything Brenner knew that he was studying, at the facility. So I believe it's obviously somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was the inciting incident for all this. Is there are like people getting killed with fucking mind powers.
That-
It's probably this girl because
I'm
that's the
sorry,
closest
that
thing we
is a
got.
stretch.
Is it when this is the only person you know of that has these abilities?
Yes, she's halfway across the country. You have no way to know that she can or can't do this. Okay, let me correct myself. It is a stretch that they are responding like this with no proof or evidence.
I don't make the rules.
I don't think the Duffers do either.
But they also know that Owens here, Paul Reiser's character, is lying about her whereabouts and still being alive. They think this is a threat to national security.
Well, if they really wanted to succeed, they should have sent in Ethan Hunt.
That's true. And like I said, I've always liked Owens here because when he's introduced in season 2, you're really suspicious of him. You assume he probably doesn't have the best intentions with Will or isn't actually trying to cure him, and you find out over time that oh no, he is genuine. He's just doing his best, and he really does care for these kids. So every time he's on screen, I enjoy him. And it was fun casting with Paul Reiser, being the slimy, shady guy in Aliens. Like they know that you're gonna immediately be suspicious of him.
See, I didn't know that he was from Aliens until we did that Aliens.
I'm sure all of these doctors are gonna live. I'm sure everyone here is gonna be fine. And I don't dislike the storyline. It's very Harry Potter. It's very chosen one ish. I get it. She's got to
It's
get her mojo back, and
this
it's
is their
fine.
return. This is their return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Now you've said that many times. Can you elaborate on that? What specifically?
He, let's say, so let's go back to season 3. She rushes in unprepared, like Luke does in
Yeah.
Empire, loses something significant. Luke lost his hand, she loses her powers. And now in this movie, like with Return of the Jedi, she has to re-find herself and overcome a personal obstacle. I'd say less
So
Harry Potter, more maybe Avatar.
sure. Yeah, Avatar's a good comparison. Except unlike Luke, she doesn't want to redeem her father. She wants to get the fuck away from him.
Yes, I'm sure this is the way to win her over.
Yeah. Look, they've seen movies. They know how this trope's supposed to go.
I think my problem with this storyline is I don't understand what took her powers and how that works. This all just
I don't
feels
either.
like an excuse as we have to give her something to do. But she also, it's it's the anime thing where we have to take the strongest player off the board so that the other characters can all do their stuff, and then the strongest character will come back. I've been showing our mutual friend Hayden Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z. At the start of Dragon Ball Z, Goku dies, and Goku dies so that he can go off and become stronger in another place, but also so that he's out of the way so all of the other characters can fight the upcoming threat before he shows back up. It's the same thing.
Mhm. Yeah, and Avatar does the same thing at the end of season 2. Aang gets critically
Zapped.
injured and takes a while.
But at least with that, I understand what happened, like why he went down, what happened to him. They don't.
Mhm.
It's just, oh, she got a thing in her leg and that took her powers.
A thing that we'll find out was controlled by Vecna. It's complicated. Is what we're trying to say.
Robert, I think there might be some retconning going on.
And back to your favorite subplot.
Oh, good. This is all just such a waste of time.
It's Hopper getting tortured again.
For the like fifth time.
Like I think a fix for a lot of this, I've said this before, is we just spend too much time on the subplot and we jump into it so quickly. Like we could have gone like half a season, I think, without even cutting to Russia and seeing what's going on with Hopper. It's just so drawn out.
It makes me wonder if they're what's the word I'm looking for? Contractually obligated is like each character has to appear this
Yeah,
much per episode.
Hopper is a main character. He needs to be in most of the episodes. I don't know.
Oh, people keep posting this picture of an alien steelbook, and it's black with the xenomorph face. It looks so nice. I want one. Oh, so I can send you the link if you want me to, but I found a website that's offering pre-orders for the Superman Steelbook, the new one.
Oh my god.
Um, People on Reddit are saying they don't guarantee pre-orders. It sounds like they just take pre-orders and then ship whatever stock they have. So I may get one, I may not, but it's the only chance I got at this point.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a situation where if you don't get it, you just get your money back.
Yeah,
How much did you have to pay for it?
it's like $40.
It's not bad.
Not for a
John, you're
steelbook.
getting you're getting addicted to these
I
new
mean,
releases.
do you see the shelf back here? Well, and I've said from the minute like when they showed off all the home releases of Superman, the Steelbook is the one I really wanted. I don't like the
Hmm.
generic 4K release. It just looks uninspired. But I do, real quick, just while we're on the topic, I do have to give some praise to Shout Factory. So I ordered that Power Ranger stuff yesterday. It shipped today.
Oh my god.
Oh, I did forget to mention because I had to hit a certain threshold to get the Power Rangers movie for free. I also did upgrade my Land of the Dead release to 4K.
Ooh.
Once Day comes out, I will have all of them that I want
Yeah, I was about to
in
say.
4K.
We need the 4K steelbooks of Diary of the Dead and Survival of the Dead.
I don't
You
know what
know the
I
completionist.
don't even know what a 4K like found footage movie would look like.
It's just an upskill. Don't worry about it.
We'll talk about it later, like when we do it, of course. But one thing that is interesting about Survival is that's the only movie that is a direct continuation. The protagonists of that are in Diary.
Oh yeah, because weren't they made like back to back?
Something like that, yeah.
To be fair, Tom Savini's character does return as
He
a
does.
zombie in Land of the Dead.
And you can't tell me that's not the same zombie because it's the exact same wardrobe and
He's got the
everything.
machete.
Yeah. Yeah, see, like, this stuff right here. Why are we padding out the runtime with this? I mean, this is a stupid question, but the guy in the back on the fishing boat, that's not James Cameron, is it?
No,
It kind of looked
no.
like him a little bit.
Yeah, we're just checking back in with Eddie here, hiding out.
That was a very oh god, what's that guy's name? Shaun of the Dead.
Simon Pegg.
No, the director.
Oh, Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright. That was a very Edgar Wright shot. Putting the pan on the stove and stirring it.
Yeah, the edit. Yeah, I can see that.
Again, that's another shot. That's like 30 seconds of film that you could start trimming down. Start trimming down.
Once again, once Dustin's on screen, it's great.
Steve and Dustin, they carry the storylines. Is this the first storyline where the kids and the older teenagers are working together from the get go? Because usually they're on separate storylines and they kind of converge at the end.
Yeah, season 3 takes a minute for them to converge, but I don't think it takes that long.
Mm, I guess it
Once
depends
like
because Steve is always with the kids,
yes, Steve and
but
Robin have
Nancy
their
and
own group.
Jonathan are kind of off on their own until the mall.
No, remember they are teaming up before like the hospital and all that. I think it's like around the middle of
Is
season 3.
Steve's not there?
Oh, sorry, no, I meant like Jonathan and Nancy and
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Is like
the
Jonathan and
kids.
Nancy are off on their own thing for most of that season, right?
No, no, no. Them and Mike and all those kids like do meet up. I want to say it's like halfway through the season when those groups meet up.
I don't know if I believe that she drew that. Ooh. I've been on the receiving end of one of those where I just started telling my cousin about like some fucked up thing that I watched, and one of the adults like, "Really?"
It's also really funny that Holly here, the little sister, she's like 2 or 3 when this show starts, and now she looks like 10.
I mean, that's just everyone though. They took so freaking long. Honestly, with her, I'm shocked they didn't recast.
Yeah, they could have. But yeah, in season 3, it's definitely around the midpoint when the groups converge, when they figure out that Billy's possessed and join forces. But Steve and those guys are in the mall the whole time, and I love Oblivious Ted.
No, I don't think we've talked about it a lot, but for the most part, I think the Wheelers are kind of the most realistic 80s married couple in this.
Yeah,
It does jump the shark a little bit. My beloved season 3, with that awkward she wants to bang a high schooler.
because she's got to be rebellious.
Oh,
He's out of high school at that point, technically, I think.
well, it's hard to tell, right? Because that's over the summer.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he's older or younger than Steve.
Yeah, I'm not because Eddie they make a point in saying that he's been held back like a couple times. Like he should have be out of high school, but he's not. With Billy, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's that felt like a weird. We want to give Nancy's mom or Mike and Nancy's mom something to do because she's like kind of a main character, but kind of not. And then Ted is always entirely played for laughs and in the background. Like we never
Also,
have
I
him
gotta
involved
just
in the
give
main
kudos
plot.
to like the makeup and art team in season 3. To this day, I know that isn't the same actress. She looks like a completely different person in that season.
Yeah.
To the point where when I first rewatched, I was like, did they recast? Or walking down hallways.
I do like this sequence. Like that, this is Eleven's worst nightmare. Being back in this world. Just like, although it should be noted that Millie Bobby Brown did not want to shave her head again, so this is just a wig, and I think it's fine. Yeah, like you
Honestly,
could,
I anyone who blames her for that is an idiot.
yeah, I understand not wanting to go through that again.
There's I think it is a different case from saying, "Oh, I'll do that at like what was she 10, 11,
Yeah, she's like
something,"
10 or 11 at the start.
versus doing it when you're in your 20s.
Hey, it was this guy.
And honestly, good on her for doing it the first time. She didn't even have to do it that time.
Mm-hmm.
So this actor is remind me of his name.
Jamie Campbell Bower, I believe.
This was a real resurgence for him. I don't know if he's taking advantage. I haven't seen him pop up in anything. But I first see him pop up. I didn't see the whole movie. I didn't see the movie, but he was in that first adaptation of the Mortal Instruments
Oh,
With
okay.
Lily Collins. And I remember that because I was a kind of a fan of those books. It got a little weird. I don't know. Have you read those?
Oh yeah, I never read the Mortal
That those
Instruments.
kind of came out as I'm getting out of young adult fiction. Not so much more fantasy. They're Nephilim based. But the big subplot that I don't think enough people talk about because it's weird is for the first 3 books, the 2 main characters were love interests. Their drama is that they can't be love interests because they think they're siblings. It's insane. And only in the 3rd book do they reveal, oh, they're not actually related. That was all a lie. And I'm just like, dear God.
Why are we doing this?
Yeah. But then that movie failed, and they did a TV show with Kat McNamara, however you say her name.
Oh, the Arrow lady.
Yeah, that's what I knew her from before she signed up for Arrow. I don't know how that show is because I haven't watched it. And Tyler says, "Hey guys, sorry I'm late. How dare you?"
And we probably mentioned this on the previous stream, but Jamie Campbell Bower, he's in that Witchboard remake coming out from
Yes,
Chuck Russell, which I never even heard of the original film.
never heard of
I need to
it.
watch that. I need to watch this new one, but it's Chuck Russell, so I'm interested.
I know we talked about it as well, but on I know people were kind of upset. I am glad Argyle's not coming back for season 5. We don't need to keep adding
They need to,
characters.
yeah. No, I think he's fine comedic relief for the California crew here, but not every character introduced needs to stick around and be a mainstay.
My problem with him is he's the comic relief, but we've also made Jonathan the comic relief in a way.
Yeah. I know they're doing kind of a Cheech and Chong thing with them. I mean, those
Remember in
like
season 1 when Jonathan was the mature, uh,
yeah,
responsible one.
yeah, we're past that. But it's a darkly funny visual of these kids burying this body of this guy they just met like a day ago.
They're used to it. And we've talked about like these kids and their careers after Stranger Things. I think I don't know how you say it, Noah Schnapp.
Mhm.
I think he's screwed. That boy has not been in anything outside of this show that I've heard of. And I think he's gotten some some hot water on social media.
Yeah,
Um,
and I usually don't pay attention to that stuff. I know he said some things before that got him in trouble, but I was like, he's a teenager. Who cares? Um, I don't know.
I mean, I don't normally pay attention. The only time I notice if somehow it just gets in one of my feeds. But unfortunately, that is the stuff that sticks with you.
Yeah, but this I do think this is funny. Of Argyle trying to make a headstone out of this pizza box, and they're
I
like, "No, we're trying to cover this up."
wish you would have told me that before I made these stupid crosses.
That's the best joke in that show.
No, the best joke, it's in that same episode, but it's when he punches the mom, and for a second you don't know she's gonna turn, and then when she does, he's like, "Thank God, I was starting to
Oh,
feel like
thank
a
God.
real dick." Oh, so I pulled up Noah Schnapp's filmography, and apparently, you know that TV special Shark Week.
Yeah,
Apparently, they did a Stranger Things crossover
of course they did.
called Stranger Sharks, and he played himself.
That's beautiful. Well, he was the available one. Yeah. I'm curious what Finn Wolfhard's gonna do next. You know, because he was the big breakout star of these kids. It really helped doing this and that first It movie like back to back. Um,
Uh,
he
Tyler, do
did
you
that
guys
movie this
like
year
the
you weren't
middle
crazy
of
about.
the season? I think this is perfectly consistent with the first four episodes. I like one third of the subplots.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. I think it's fine, but there's a lot of fat to trim here.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is like it's the same with the first four.
Mhm. But
I like the Steve storyline or the Hawkins storyline. I hate this shit, and then I'm kind of indifferent on California bullshit.
well, episode 4 is still a standout for me. I think that's got a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, even episode four has some of that.
It's really just the Russia subplot that I'm not crazy about, but everything else in 4 I think really works. And then we dip again, I think, for this next stretch.
Yes, I want to die. I mean, do you think Dimitri will come back?
Don't know.
You know, there's a part of me, that part that just likes to watch the world burn, that really hopes season five follows the same formula, where they just introduce a new character that you're supposed to like, so that they can kill him in like the last episode. And I want to see if it will work a fifth time.
I
It's
do like the speech from Hopper here, talking about his time in Vietnam. I think this is a good scene.
I had a brief moment where just I don't know if it's the lighting or the Russia thing. I forgot that we're technically in the 80s, and I was like, "You didn't serve in Vietnam, dude. Come on."
Also, I believe this is the scene, and they've done this on the show a couple of times where they'll repurpose some old music from some older movies and work them into a scene. And here, I believe we're getting some of the music from The Hitcher. It's very sad, very melancholy. And the first time I watched this, I was like, "This is really familiar. I know I've heard this somewhere." And it's a great
Is
piece
this
of music.
fucking play about us? This is literally the flashback from A Nightmare on Elm Street 6. I'm just saying.
I do wonder if they'll bring back Hopper's ex-wife in the final season.
I
Make
really
her a main
hope
character.
not. I don't need another love triangle.
No. She's already remarried and moved on.
No,
I'm
but Robert,
curious if
I
they'll.
don't trust them to not do that. If she comes back.
Never know. Yeah, no, we finally got him and Joyce together. Let's not fuck with that.
Remind me, didn't his daughter die of like cancer or something?
Yeah. Well, the revelation in that scene is he's wondering, or he thinks he was responsible for that because of working with Agent Orange stuff in Vietnam, which I think is probably
No,
based on a real scandal,
well,
that he may
yes.
have gotten
So,
cancer from.
I don't ask me how they're related because I can't spell. But I had a relative who had a brain tumor because of Agent Orange.
Oh fuck, it's really sad.
Let's see, because it would be. This is how weird. This is why I can't tell you how the title. It is my grandma's niece's husband. What does that make us? I don't know.
I don't know. I have that with a lot of family members too, where it's like I'm related to that person. How? I don't know.
See, from now on, when you say that, you should just be, I am their father's brother's cousin's second roommate
Former roommate.
or roommate. Yeah. That is the best joke in Spaceballs.
Creepy government ladies scare me.
True. That looks like a hair dryer.
Yeah, it probably is.
Can you confirm, as a resident of Indiana, that is how we react to things? That might be a leak. I'll fix it eventually.
Yeah, or it's a portal to another dimension. It's one of the two. Like,
In his defense, it does kind of look like mold.
yeah. Oh fuck. Why do people have to look so sad at funerals? It's such a downer.
I do like that musical cue that they've gotten for.
Mm-hmm. Vecna with
Oh,
the
look,
clock.
Noah's in the chat. He forgot how to type. What's up, Noah?
it's it is funny though how in hindsight with your club being called the Hellfire Club, yeah, I get how they jump to, oh, they're like fucking Satanists and
Well, that's the
murderers.
idea, right? Is he's rebelling
Yeah.
against the Satanic Panic.
Hmm. Which again, it's all fun and games until a teenager's murdered and people are looking for someone to blame.
And it is scary to think about just how easily an upset teenager can form a lynch mob.
Yep.
Noah says he spelled it correctly. Oh, would that be Stranger Ting? Noah, when are you going to watch this show so you can talk to us about it?
Don't go to that house. It looks scary.
It kind of looks like the house from It.
Yes, it looks like that mixed with the Psycho
Oh,
house and of course
this is the
the
best
haunted
scene in this
house.
episode. Just them in the house.
Bucks. It's always funny with the Nightmare on Elm Street house how that goes for being Nancy's house. At some point during that franchise, we decide it's the Freddy house, or yeah, it's the Nightmare house. It's an important location. I don't know.
Is that a three?
Okay, three is yeah. I think that starts with
Three
three,
starts
and
it. I don't think
and
that's
then
really a
four.
plot point until Freddy versus Jason.
Yes, but also in four, there's the scene where it's who's Patricia Arquette's character? Is that Tina or something else?
No, Tina's the
Uh,
girl that gets gutted in the first movie.
okay, that's Tina. Now I
Alice?
blame, but it's no Alice is the girl in four, but also it's Patricia Arquette's character, but she's recasted for
Oh,
the Tuesday night. But I'm blanking on her
the fuck
name.
is her name?
I don't know, but she has a scene where they go to the nightmare house, and she's like, "This is Freddy's." Why?
Kristen.
Kristen. There we go. Everybody loves Kristen.
She is the second best final girl in that franchise.
I guess. I don't know. She has a really promising start in three, and then in four we
Now
got.
you just ignore four.
Never mind.
I can separate four because it's a different actress, and
Yeah. It's just a clock, guys. Calm down. Or it's an entrance to a bat cave. You don't know.
I guess this wizard obsessed with clocks.
Did you see the twist coming that Vecna was going to be the kid of the Creole family? I don't remember if I called that or not.
I don't know if they called it, but I remember not being surprised because I'd seen a Nightmare on Elm Street, and when you do, he messed with this family. The clues are in this house. He's connected to them somehow.
I do like how fucked up it is, though. Like, there's no tragic backstory. It's like, it's very Michael Myers in that way. Like, no, he was just born fucking evil. He had decent parents.
See, this is my frustration. Is you have a subplot that is just starting, and we have to cut to Murray. I have to pee. Also, as a big fan of eating peanut butter right out of the jar, the regular Jif is too oily. I have to get like the reduced fat stuff. It tastes better. I also can't imagine eating peanut butter out of a glass jar. What if it breaks?
Yeah, I don't know. But that's an important subplot here.
Can Murray die in season 5?
Oh, he has his moments. I do think again with the show's reputation now of being afraid to kill main characters and only doing the formula of you introduce a character in a season who's a focus and then dies, and that it's really sad. Murray is a character that I think probably could have died in this subplot. Like, we'll see what they do with him in season 5, but I think he's someone who's been around a while. You could have killed off this season.
Yes. No, it's funny how this is almost the reverse Game of Thrones, where that, as the show went on, the thing I heard is don't get attached to anyone because they just kill off whoever they feel like. Here, it's well, you might as well get attached to everyone because nobody's dying.
Yeah, unless it's a new character. Creepy kids scare me.
Can you imagine if they went one step further with the Nightmare connection and you revealed either 11 or Vecna is the bastard child of 1,000 maniacs?
I could buy it.
You ever think about how dumb that is?
I mean, only one of those guys is technically the father. You know? Yeah, just saying.
Yeah, no. Like sometimes when I'm watching, because I think that first popped up in 3, I'm like,
Yeah.
no, that's not how that works.
Yeah, it's set up in 3, and then I think we do flashbacks to it in 5.
We do in 5 because do you remember how he's reborn?
Yes. And also in the flashbacks with the Thousand Maniacs, one of them is Robert
Robert
England, so
England.
I'm pretty sure that's the actual father. It's gonna take a wild stab in the dark.
No, 5 is weird because like yeah, it has some cool imagery, but then always like, yes, I get it. One of the writers was a expecting mother. You're not subtle.
All right, I think 5 is more interesting than 4.
They merge together for me.
What kind of stories are you reading to these kids?
The good kind.
Oh, Nina, like the title of the episode.
Shut up.
Now I will say this twist was very easy to call. The second this guy shows up, you're like, oh, that's probably Vecna.
Yes, because I feel like I knew that he was the one under the suit, like the
I didn't
actor.
know that. That actually surprised me. Mad
It
respect
could
to
be
him.
wrong.
Like,
I could be misremembering, but
no,
no,
yeah,
it was not a surprise at all.
yeah. I don't know if that was public information at that point or not, but yeah, like that is him under all the makeup the whole time and doing the voice and everything. It's a very impressive performance. I have a
Yeah.
lot of respect to anyone who's willing to deal with that much fucking makeup.
Oh God. Okay, if you're gonna do the de aging, you can't intermingle it with regular Millie Bobby Brown. It looks really bad.
Number 12. Yeah, I'm very of two minds of this whole subplot and recontextualization. We talked about this last time, like the retconning with all these other kids and stuff. I don't hate the idea of this traumatic memory and the repressed memories we introduced for 11
I
that
like the
she just
idea of
blocked a lot of this
she
out.
started all of this by doing that, but you can't retcon that in 4 seasons, 4 out of 5 seasons in. There should have been a clue or a hint in that first season. And I know it's been a minute since we did that first season commentary, but I am pretty sure there is no hints or clues or anything that line up with this.
Now, it's definitely retconny, but we've known since season 2 that there were other kids. Um, I don't know.
What are you
Now the
talking
thing
about? That
that
episode never happened.
but what's not consistent that I'm not crazy about is when we introduce her sister in season 2. I like the idea that she like had her own power set where she could make people see things, but she couldn't move things the way 11 could. So I like the idea of, oh, these kids have different powers. Then you get to this season and we see all the other kids and oh no, Vecna, 11, all these kids, yeah, they all just do the same thing.
Well,
Uh,
Vecna's different. He's like a hybrid. He can do what 11 does, but then he also can do what the character that doesn't actually exist in season 2 can do.
yeah, he can do anything. He's the most powerful of them.
What if, to continue the joke, I just took down the commentary on that episode? It's like, see,
That
that
happened.
didn't exist.
I don't think this was a bad way though to bring Susie back, and it's for like an episode. I mean, I'm curious if they'll do this again in 5, but I'm fine with Susie just being a character who pops in like once during the season and then move on.
If you're
Like we
gonna,
don't have
but
to.
you could just easily the same way do it by just having Dustin call her and be like, "Hey, I need this." I am a little, admittedly, a little surprised they brought back, just because I know a lot of people complained about her scene in 3, which I don't
Yeah,
get.
no, I think that scene's really funny. It is really funny seeing all these guys in their funeral suits, and to me, they just look like the dudes in the room when Tommy and them are throwing the football. They just look really goofy.
It's like you could go home and change.
No, they have to do a revenge, John.
Well,
But this is some good classic Scooby Doo investigation, spooky stuff. Don't put your hand in there, Steve. Yeah, this is the big scene where they're like, they're flirting with the idea of maybe we'll get Steve and Nancy back together.
Oh, something we did forget to talk about with Dear Billy, I think it's in Dear Billy, is Dustin thinks that Steve has a thing for Robin
Hmm.
because he doesn't understand or he doesn't know. And Steve protects the secret. He's like, just drop it.
Hmm.
So nobody else knows.
Yeah, he's a good friend.
Hey, do you remember when the romantic lead in shows had chemistry? Tyler, why aren't you reviewing it? Reviewing what?
He's talking to Noah, I assume.
Okay, but we're not reviewing anything.
Tomato, tomato. Now, I do like though the running gag throughout the series of Steve, like just
Being an
relationships just
idiot.
can't work for and being an idiot. But with you get to the end of 3 with Robin, and I'm sure we talked about this during the commentary. While they're making that season, they weren't fully sure if they were going to go this route with her being gay or if her and Steve were going to become a couple. Like they were debating that while they're making that season. And then you get to the end and they stuck with this. And I do like it because I do like Steve and Robin as friends. And you get to the end of 3, it's like, oh man, I was like starting to like you and think this could work. And then, you drop that on me. Now we can't date. Because by this point, they're definitely toying with the idea of maybe getting him and Nancy back together, which I'm fine with.
Yeah, it's almost like season 2 is dumb. Uh, Tyler, if you're going to review Stranger Things, Noah refuses to watch it. He thinks he's too good for Stranger Things.
That's true. He has said this many times.
Yeah, I want that Halloween box set that I showed you, but I don't want to pay those prices.
It does look really cool. And I
And it's a
get
steel
why
book with the original posters as the art.
it looks so good. And I get why it's the first 5 movies, but it's like, man, I don't need all of those.
Can I have the? Can I
Steelbook,
just have
I
like the
get it.
first one in the steel book?
First 3.
Like Halloween 2. Which is weird because I am not against the idea of Lori being Michael's sister. I just think two's boring.
I've never liked that retcon,
I don't love it
but
by any means, but I'm not anti it.
yeah, I think 2 has a lot of problems, but there's still stuff I like about it. Oh, Tyler says we keep cutting out our audio. That's probably Discord, but I think we could hear each other fine.
Yeah, I'll check it here in a second.
He also says that he thinks it might just be him. So yeah, just keep us updated. See if there's any change.
I hate my TV. It every once in a while when I'm watching something, it'll pop up. Uh, Using the screen at the brightest level for a long period increases eye strain. Should we use comfort mode? No, I'm trying to watch a fucking movie. Leave me alone.
I
Oh, Tyler
recently
says
got
can confirm it was him. I was gonna say yeah, because OBS is fine. You recently
I
what?
recent I recently got a new TV and it had the
Oh,
fucking it added like the fucking motion blur settings on, so I had to go through and turn those off. Oh,
why? Those are your favorite.
nope. And
Yeah,
Noah
Noah
says
says
that
we
we
sound all
sound all
right.
right to him.
Need to get some AA batteries. And see, I think that's a problem with all of the other subplots is none of them are justifying this runtime.
Hmm.
This is like a
Yeah,
10-minute subplot.
I wouldn't say 10 minutes, but yeah, it's more
I mean,
stretched out than it
I'm
needs to be.
exaggerating, obviously. Thank you. It is crazy though that out of all of the seasons since one, this is the one that was like a cultural phenomenon. Do you
Hmm.
think it was just like right time, right place? Because that's COVID.
Definitely the perfect storm.
No,
Of
that's
course,
a different
that's
movie. No,
it. And of course, they split up the release date, so that's with like the eddy of it all. You know, you had people watching just the first 7 episodes and living with it for months before we got to see the finale.
it wasn't that long, was it?
I think it was like a couple months.
Maybe. Don't worry, now we get to do that 3 times.
Yeah. And this is doing that season 3 thing. It's trying to recapture that. With season three's Russia subplot is mostly played for comedy. Here it's trying to do both. And a lot of the when you're doing it with these characters, the comedy just isn't landing. Like I think the tone mostly worked with Steve and the kids, but having to do that stuff with the adults here,
Well,
it's
and
not landing.
I don't buy that they're in any danger.
Right.
With
You can't
Steve, at least
decide.
they were tortured.
Yeah. No, the other shoe does drop, and you're like, oh god, this is getting serious. Here they can't decide how. I don't know. It feels at odds with itself. Like you have this stuff that's really goofy, but then the Hopper stuff that's really serious. Hopper,
That's my favorite character, Hoffer.
Hoffa,
Damn.
Hoffman.
Your favorite Saw protagonist.
Oh,
Well, see, like, I think the problem is this is an action movie scene, and action movies have taught me that the protagonists are never in any danger.
there's not a lot of tension here. Like that after 4 seasons, like okay, this is not how Joyce is gonna go out.
And respectfully, I don't give a shit about Murray. Like, he could have died, and I would just been like, okay. I saw him in something else recently. I might have said this on the last
Oh,
commentary. Hmm.
no, it's correct. Jimmy Hoffa is the best Stranger Things character.
Uh,
Hmm. Yeah, I'm looking at his filmography. I'm not seeing anything else that's familiar to me.
Maybe it was Twin Peaks, and it's not been recently.
Oh wow.
I forgot he was in Twin Peaks. I'm assuming that's the revival.
Wake up, John. Got more of these to do.
No, no, John, that's not a wrestler. Yeah, I know. Sounds like a wrestler name.
This is still the most fun stuff.
Yeah, it's almost like this should have been the entire season. Okay, so I'm gonna pitch you a fix for the season. You spend most of the season focused on this, the plot, and then in let's say it's still 8 episodes. In episode 6, 11 and Hopper show back up, and then episode 7 is a flashback that combines those two subplots, condenses them down to show you how they got here, and then you move into the finale.
I wouldn't have gone that route just because then there's no tension because you know he's
With
gonna be
what?
fine. Like with
Oh,
Hopper,
because there's tension here.
you don't know how it's gonna play out. I wouldn't have done it as a flashback. I
Robert,
also
Robert, we knew how it was going to play out. Come on.
yeah, I just wouldn't have done that as a flashback. Is all I'm saying. But I it would have been unusual for this show, but I wonder if some of these subplots we could have just made their own episodes instead of drawing everything out and cutting
I,
back and
I feel like
forth.
they didn't do that because of season 2.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you just do a flashback episode, you get that shit out of the way, and then you move on with it.
I don't know. I think there's a happy medium that they could have hit. I'm still mostly fine with the season as is, just every episode. I think you could just shave him down, trim some of the fat. But with stuff like, again, the Russia subplot, I think most of that you could have done as just its own episode. The 11 stuff I think could have been its own episode.
So a
That's
flashback
that's maybe how
episode,
I.
like I
No,
pitched.
no, no. Like just in order, concurrent with each other. Like that. That's how I would have structured like more the first half of this season is like location, character specific episodes, and then having them all converge in the back half. That's probably how I would have gone about it.
I feel like you get to
Tyler,
the same result either way. Who cares if it's at the beginning or the end? Just get it over with.
Tyler says you could do a weapons style format for the story. I haven't seen
I
weapons,
don't know what
so
that means.
I don't know what that means. Did they find God?
Yeah, he's looking for a starship. Did you know the Red Sonja movie has come out?
Yep. I haven't heard much about it, which isn't a good sign.
To be fair, I didn't realize this until I was looking yesterday. It was in theaters for one day.
Yeah. I think they did the same thing or doing something similar with the new Toxic Avenger movie. I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, our theater just got it for a day and it might be on digital already or available soon." I'm not sure.
I'm tempted to watch Red Sonja. I still need to see
It,
I
it,
Know What You Did Last Summer.
isn't it Red Sonia?
Red Sonja. You're right. For some reason, I read the J phonetically. I don't know if I just want to rewatch the first I Know What You Did Last Summer and then watch the shitty new one, or if I should watch all four of them.
All four of them.
Uh,
It's the same trajectory as the original Toxic Avengers movies. You
each
get to
one
the fourth
progressively
one
gets worse.
oh, but then you get to the fourth one, and that's like the real sequel to the first movie. And this is really unfortunate timing for Eddie here
My problem with that, Robert, is that the real sequel is I Still Know What You Did Last Summer because that has
because
Jamaican Jack Black.
that's correct.
I guarantee you that's better than anything in the new one. Yeah, I saw they had a bundle with the first and the new one for $30. I'm like, this movie's not worth $15 a piece. Fuck off. See, like, why are we doing this double beat?
Well, because here I think when she gets her powers back. Yep.
Oh, my friend always pronounces the L in Guillermo,
Guillermo.
and it drives him insane. The only thing I have that with is, the Greek sandwiches. I think you're supposed to say gyro or
Or
something.
yeah, hero. Yeah, I never
I
know
call
the
them
correct.
gyros because it annoys people. Our powers aren't working. See, that's what I'm saying. Is this is a waste of time.
Like I keep saying, I like most of these subplots fine. I think you could just trim them down.
Well, that's how you earned the nickname Robert. I like everything wild.
It's not true. I can name plenty of movies I don't
Well, then
like
how did you earn the nickname?
because you're an asshole.
I mean, that's true. Amazing. This episode's an hour and a half so that we can have double beats.
That's not a double beat. Yeah, she's getting them back, but she's not fully there yet. I get it. But it was only an hour and 11 minutes.
All right. Well, that was season 4, episode 5. If you're watching after the fact, we appreciate it. And if you liked this video, consider hitting that like and subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next one.